years of rock and roll.
Well, hello, and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris Mallard. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. It's Wednesday. Hopefully it's going to be a fun Wednesday. We'll see what happens. You know, Wednesdays are Wednesdays. Something interesting, powerfully interesting is happening today. We're getting solar. Yeah, here at the house, solar's going up. I don't know when they're going to be here. The bang could happen at any time on the door, so I may get disturbed during the show. So pardon if that happens. Ryan hasn't come screeching in yet, but that happens. You know, we're all busy, so she may show up in just a minute. And oh, there she is. She's sneaky. So we'll see what happens today, and hopefully we're gonna have a good time. Good morning, and all you other people. I'll say hi in just a moment. Let's start out the fun with.
Do you have a loved one who's on their deathbed, but they've yet to give themselves up to the Lord?
Are you sure you don't want to come to Jesus?
No.
This is your final chance.
No. Worried they're headed to the fiery pits of hell.
Your very last chance.
No. I've been wicked and sinful. I deserve to burn in the hot place.
As you wish. Farewell, my heathen husband.
Farewell, my... Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of post-mortem baptismal kits. No more worries about being miserable alone forever. Be a good Christian and share that eternal pain and suffering with the ones you love.
I'm in hell. Not as hot as I thought it'd be. Kind of feels like Houston, minus the humidity. Hello. My favorite drink crafted to perfection. Ooh, and some dank ass weed.
I can't bear to be down on my face chanting, holy, holy, holy is the Lord, every day, all day, for all eternity, by myself.
Wow, is that George Carlin? And Alan Turing, look at that. Carl say, oh, I am so honored. You've been my hero since I was a kid. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you doing here? Oh, I get it. I get it. Schrodinger's heathen. Very cute, you. Very cute. That's fantastic. Oh, what is that? What is? It's holy water. Oh, it burns. No, this isn't where I want to be. Pabst Blue Ribbon and a Marlboro? No!
Father Flanagan's post-mortem baptismal kit. Dead kid tested, Mother Teresa approved.
Is that the Pope and John Paul? Jim Jones and Jimmy Swaggart, huh? I can see that coming. Neil deGrasse, what are you doing? Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
Thanks, Father Flanagan.
Damn them to an eternity in heaven for only $59.99. They wouldn't appreciate it, but you'll feel better, and that's the point, isn't it? Get yours now. Your heathen loved one's time is running out.
Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. This is some bullshit. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. And here we are. Good morning, everyone. Here's Ryan. There she is.
I made it, guys.
You know, we're going to have to make like a rule about you coming in looking all prettified and whatnot, because you know, I've got the rule about can't be funnier than me. I didn't think I was going to have to make the can't be prettier than me rule.
Well,
and yet here we are.
Smile a little bit more and put on some lipstick.
If I just smiled, that got me right there. The lipstick, I don't know. That's fine, but the way men tell women to smile all the time, just
smile more.
Perfect. Yeah, if you just smile more,
that would do it, Chris. I'm telling you.
That's good thinking. That's good thinking. I liked it. Good morning, Miss Ryan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. Hub's left this morning for work, so it's just me and the pigs. Well, and then my other kids, but just me and the pigs.
Yeah, pickles. Yeah, super pickles.
Mhm.
Adrian Belgrave says hello this morning. Earl Grey, good morning, Earl Grey. Earl Grey, hot. Earl Grey
like it.
007. I dig that. I mean, I dig it. I wish it showed the regular names. I don't know why it doesn't anymore. I don't know if it's a setting I can change to make it happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Zarkroz, good morning, Lord Zarkroz. Equus is here. Austin Sims. Good morning, Austin Sims. Hugs. He's a hugger. I'm a hugger. Nice to see you, Dr. Osiris. We're done grinding and ready for some Stargate. Let's talk Stargate with Daily Atheist. Ooh, oh, you've been grinding. Oh, goodness. That's good, because she's been grinding too. And she's pretty much through the Stargate. So we're good on that. I want to say, Dr. Osiris, I actually have some of my commercials ready. They got the little brand. You'll see them through the show where they got the little just at the damn show. That's all I asked is people who use them leave that little brand on there. And if you want, I just got to figure out a way to get them to you if you're interested still. So you can put that stuff out on the thing. John Hudson, so cold that I have Schrodinger's weenie, huh? Man, I don't know where you're in. I thought you were in Arizona or some hot place. Like hell. Lord Marty Gaming is here this morning. Good morning.
Hello, Lord.
Lord Marty Gaming. I know.
My Lord and Savior.
There you go. Well, we needed one somewhat. At least this one seems to be real, mostly.
Well, he's here. He's not.
For all I know, he's
back.
just a bot on a phone on a rack somewhere. But hey, you never know.
More real than Jesus, Chris.
Still more real than Jesus. Still a better love story than Twilight. Good morning,
Exactly.
Lord Marty Gaming. Thank you for joining us, fellow burner. I hope you're having a good week so far. Let's see here. Axel Ignite is here. Or Greg, good man, that's cool. John Hudson, so cold. Austin Sims, you are a hugger. That's awesome. X Any All. Good morning, X. Thank you for joining us. This is Funk, yeah. Our Adrian Belgrave. There you go. I'm just catching up with our chat, man. You guys are awesome this morning. Somebody rated me. Who rated me? Somebody rated me. Cool. Just send them via Discord. You know what? I actually have a Discord for you guys who don't know. Let me just pop this up, guys, for you. Pop, bum, bum, bum. For those of you who are interested. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're responding to me saying just pop them up in the Discord. I got you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm slow, man. I'm slow.
I got you know what I'm not a fan of?
What's that?
Weak hugs.
Yeah.
You were saying like good hugger. Like I love a good hug, like a meaningful hug. Like they want to give it to you.
Yes.
It's almost like a handshake where someone really doesn't want to shake your hand. It's just kind of like dead fish, like dead weight. Yeah. I just kind of like, oh, okay, because I'm coming in for the good, and you're just like,
yeah, like they don't want to get themselves to get something on them.
Like maybe my titties are like offensive or something. They're like,
yeah. We've taken a poll on that in the chat, and that has never been. No, okay. They've never said that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I wonder. So interesting. Giles is here. Rainbow Ash. Good morning, fellow burner. Thank you for joining us this morning. Oh, Lord Marty Gaming rated me. That's cool. I see. I'm old. I don't get this shit. I'm hanging on, man. I barely know. There's something about the ticker talker. I'm not sure. But I haven't done any TikTok in a while. I'm recovering. The injection marks are starting to go away.
Yeah, I got off it. I got off the TikTok.
Yeah, it's too much for me. I don't have the bandwidth. Austin, actually, I was just being funny. About the whole TikTok missing. Never mind. There's a substantial research to show that a child who gets a minimum of 6 hugs a day from their parents is much more likely to be mentally and emotionally healthy and stable. So I say huggings. I'm all about that too. There's the common joke you might hear about people wasn't hugged enough as a child. That's a common joke, but it's actually not wrong. There was a study done by some very cruel scientist person who took little monkeys and baby monkeys and took them away from their mother, and he would leave them with all the food and nutrition they needed, but no loving, and those little no contact with other monkeys, and those little monkeys would just go insane. And then he had some of them and he put in there with just a rack in the shape of another monkey, and the baby monkeys would go try to hug on it, and then they put a rack with fur on it like another monkey, and they would go love on that monkey as best they could, but they all still came out not right because they weren't getting the attention that a baby monkey deserves.
Yeah.
What a fucked up thing to do, you know, to a monkey, but still.
But I can show you if it does that to a monkey, how much it would affect a child. And that
we have smart people in the chat. Somebody in the chat will probably put the name of that study and the individual who did it. But let's see. Rainbow Ash says, God isn't Ryan. Can you make up for all the hugs my mom didn't give me? Well, Ryan said she was a hugger.
Come on over.
Yeah.
I love giving a good hug.
I'm all about hugs myself. Yeah, I've always been a hugger. You know, I grew up in the 80s, you know, 70s, 80s, 90s, all about the hugs. I became aware in the 2000s, in the 2010s, and the 2020s that there's personal space that other people have that you got to be careful about and respect. Yeah. So now, whenever I do get around other people, I usually try to be sure they're okay with being hugged before I don't just wrap them up. Now I did with, oh man, I'm forgetting his name. Damn it. Don't tell me. I can't believe I'm, anyway, when we were in Kentucky, damn it, dark hair, long dark hair. Shit.
Oh, SR?
Yes. Elliot. When I saw Elliot, I just ran up.
All you had to do was say hair, and then I knew who you were talking about because he's got the best hair in the atheist.
Awesome song. Yeah. So, but other than him, I mean, normally I'm pretty good about hugging people. Or if I am bringing in a power hug at you, I'm going to warn you, a hug is coming in. It's your opportunity then to duck, run away, scream, flail, prepare to defend yourself, break out the mace. Yeah.
Like that. And then you're like, oh, my bad. I read it wrong. I'm good. It's okay. Don't feel bad. I'm not offended. It's all good.
That's right.
But yeah,
there've been hugs that kind of gone. You kind of go around. Yeah. And some people don't like the feel of my boobies. I don't know why.
And you know, just some people don't like that feeling. Some people don't like to be like my son isn't a huge hugger. Like he loves, he'll hug me and stuff, but he's not a huge hugging kind of person. So some people, it's like not their thing. So I don't want to make anybody feel weird for certain. True. I don't want to be like, oh God, like she touched me.
Well, I have to be honest, I'm not terribly big on man hugs to other men. Like with Elliot. Elliot's not really a man.
Nobody's on the show today. It's canceled.
I'm sorry, that's funny. But if I meet you for the first time or something like that, it's going to be a hug. Now, a woman, every time, like, not like if I work with them and see them every day, but I will give a woman generally a hug. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Give me a hug. Men, I don't generally do that with. First time I meet you, I'll probably do it. If I haven't seen you in a long time, hey, Bob, how you doing? That sort of thing. But I don't know. It's just a thing. Well,
you should start. Maybe you should do the double kiss.
You think? Yeah. Well, in that case, we're going to have to work out a system. I'm going to because how us rednecks are, we're going to have to be, and I wouldn't be mine, but I'd have to be like coming in on the left, because if you fuck it up, all of a sudden you're gay. Then you're gay. You'll hit each other. And once your erections come out, it's over.
They just see you and SR going like this, and they just play it back and forth, where they just...
That's right. That may be exactly how it happened. I think that's a good idea. But yeah, you'd have to be, I think it's in Europe, isn't it, like right cheek first,
yeah,
left
I think it's
cheek
right
second?
to left. Yeah. And then some go back again to the, like, I don't know. It's different. But I've done that, like when I went to the UK and stuff, like sometimes they do that.
Really? I've never had anybody do that to me. That'd be weird.
Not a lot. It's interesting.
I would allow it. I wouldn't freak out or anything, but my personal sphere of space would be affected. I wouldn't not think about it. I'd be like, huh, that was weird.
Well, when some people do it, like they really like lip kiss on the cheek. Like when I do it, I'm like, mwah, like, you know, like a cheek to cheek, mwah, like it's not even but some people are like all over you.
Yeah.
Licking their lips first. Sorry.
That's right. I think John Hudson just may have passed out seeing you do that.
Coming in hot.
There you go. Yeah, I get that. You know, people, different cultures do the thing. You know?
Yes, it's different. It is, and I think we have to be mindful of that. Like my grandfather, huggy, lovey family, and so is my mother, which means like sometimes I again have to be mindful of myself, but other cultures like that could be offensive to just be loving and grabbing on somebody. So
very true.
It's difficult because somebody might feel as though like my jid's being aggressive or touching up on you when he'll just fucking squeeze anybody, man alike. Like
that's true. That's the thing about there's different personal spaces for different cultures. I grew up in West Texas, where there's a lot of space and few people, and usually when you get with somebody, they don't normally, even if you're standing there talking to them, they don't normally get within arm's reach of you generally. You know, I mean, they might, but about that far. That's as close as they're going to get. But in like the Middle East, that's different. It's more like they'll be never been there.
Right up on your butt.
Right up to you to talk to you. Like you watch Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, or any of these Star Treks that are filmed back in the old 3x, you'll see them getting really close to each other, uncomfortably close when they're just talking. You know, I see it. I'm aware of it. You know. And me and the wife were talking about it, and we're thinking it's probably at this point because obviously they've got this much square to work with, and we don't notice it so much. Yeah, we don't see it so much in the modern shows where they've got the big 16:9. You don't see them get all up unless they're pissed, you know, or something. But in the older shows, you'll see them getting really, really kind of close to this.
Yes. Yeah, me and Hubs I forget which show we were watching, but one of the Star Treks or Deep Space, one of them. Like we were just talking about like, man, you'd really be upset if you were that close with somebody and they weren't like taking care of their breath. Like that would be upsetting to me to record with somebody all day and they were just like slurping in your face.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you're absolutely right. There was probably a lot of that, as you can imagine. Well, we hear about that with just modern stars, you know, who have hygiene
Smelly
issues.
Stars. Some stars are a little smellier than others.
Yes, they are.
Not the same kind of habits when it comes to hygiene.
Right. Right. Well, you know, and you can bathe every day and still have bad body odor. You can be a clean person. Yeah.
That is true. And okay, and not so much even, but I have a family member who has paranoid schizophrenia, but they are afraid to wear deodorant because they're afraid that like they're going to get something more. The government's doing something to it. So just sometimes you got to like grin and bear it when you're around them.
Produce, you know, put the aluminum in your body.
Yeah.
For some business. Rainbow Ash says you're the pretty one. Ryan, I'm the funny one. Glad. Thank you for clearing that up.
Are you saying I'm stupid and I'm not funny?
I think that's exactly what Rainbow is implying. You know, another thing about the modern day, one of the things that it's really aware in my mind, I don't know about if it's aware in other people's minds, but oftentimes I'll see a woman and I go, man, she's quite hot, you know, she's hot, she's beautiful. But I also, all depending on the circumstance, almost always want to follow it up with some, in my head, I follow it up, but I respect her for her intelligence because that's such a thing that was always left out about people. You can, they can say, oh man, she's good looking. Well, you know what? She is good looking, but let's not just focus on that. Let's focus on the other. She's also smart and she can do this and she's strong and she'll beat you up or whatever, but she's also good looking. Right. You know, it's like saying, you know, man, that's a pretty horse. It is a pretty horse, but it's also strong and fast. Don't just forget that it's strong and fast.
And I even do that myself sometimes, have to remember that when I'm complimenting or speaking about somebody, and if I'm going to give them a compliment about their looks, like don't just do that. Try to add something else. Like don't just make it about their appearance.
So I'm glad you and I are both on the same page about that. So you know that that's how I feel anytime I say, hey, you look good. I don't mean to disparage any of your achievements or anything like that. It's one of the many diamonds you've polished, is all facets of your diamond. We horses are proud and beautiful people. True enough. There you go. Awesome sauce. You know, I am one of those people who needs deodorant. I do. My sweat, whenever I sweat, my pits, it is I got like this horrific, what do you call it? Like a onion smell?
Oh, yeah, the onion.
Oniony. Hi, little buddy. Yeah, really bad. And if I don't use a deo, I have some serious BO. But if I use regular deo with antiperspirant, takes care of it, I'm good. I'm just like every other normal human being. But without that, it's like I'm my own personal skunk. But I know this.
So you know,
I'm aware of it. Anytime I go, oh, wait, there's that. Okay, I need to go shower or do whatever. I've just been too. But that's kind of I'm just one of those people. I can't see being one of those people in today's society. Imagine working with one of those people. That's unfortunate.
It is.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there's just some people who don't care or unbothered, or maybe nobody's ever told them.
That's possible.
And they are unaware of this. I don't know. I don't understand it, I guess.
There's some things I'll briefly mention. One is that I was aware when I was young. I was just stupid poor and didn't know. I remember one time a friend of mine in junior high school gave me a thing of underarm deodorant, and it was like a lifesaver. But I didn't have no money. I didn't have no job. My parents were always broke. And once that was gone, I was screwed.
Back to
there was that. So,
but isn't that kind of like? That's just not cool, man. I just wish, like, I get it. Like, I've been the girl without freaking tampons. You know what I mean? Using toilet paper because that's all I could afford. Well, I couldn't afford anything, so I used the toilet paper. But I really wish that we could invest more in children, and like, even if it's just giving them a hygiene bag like once a month or something they keep in their locker, like so you could at least went there if you needed to, or something. I mean, come on. Like, these poor kids are dealing with so much at home, and we just don't even care.
Can I tell you another one of my horrific stories from a kid?
Please do. This makes me sad, Chris. Thinking of your smelly little kid.
I was alone. We didn't have the internet. I didn't have a lot of people to talk to. I didn't know what was going on in the world. Okay. And I noticed to specifically inquire whenever there weren't desks. So whenever there weren't desks and it was just me and there was nothing below me, there was this smell. I was like, what is that? I was worried I'd keep my legs closed. I thought it was maybe crotch odor or some business. I had no idea. I'm a kid. I'm like 12, 13. I had no idea. And that went on for kind of a while. It bothered me. I'd get home. I'd like shower and I'd clean my zone and I would like use my stuff when I got it down there. I did everything and it just wouldn't seem to help. And then one day, my dad we were going down the road. All right, here's what the deal was, just to kind of cut to the end of it. It was my shoes.
Yeah, the shoes. I knew it. As soon as you told me, I knew it was the shoes, a boy's shoes.
Yeah, it was the shoes. I was so poor, but they already had holes in them and stuff. I was just so, but that's what it was. And that's why the smell went away when I'd close my legs, because it went lessen. Yeah. Yeah, right. I mean, it's just because of my shoes.
Aww.
Yeah,
it's so sad. I've been there, going to school with holes in my shoes, kids making fun of me.
So and raised. We didn't shower on the regular. It wasn't until I was married. I got married the first time, and the wife was like, "Hey, if you want fun time, you need to do better about taking care of." This. I was like, oh, just to me, it was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, I get it. And from then it snapped on me, mostly. To me, but I do shower. I'm a shower person. I certainly won't do any kind of.
I'm a showerer. I don't like paid baths.
But before that, I was totally unaware. So just it was a thing, I mean, I was raised up in West Texas. Kid in the dirt, kind of broke. Anyway,
I always came home with my dirt under my nails, and I always got made fun of because I was always a rough kid. I was really rough. I'd fight with people. I was bad. I was a wild. I was a wild child.
Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Anani is here. Good morning, Anani. Anonymous, of course. Oh God, one of my daughters many years ago would refuse to wear socks and her shoes. Oh no. Yeah, that was the thing. Mine wasn't intentional. As I mentioned, mine was accidental. However, my son, he's adopted, of course. My son, really, I don't know about now. I haven't seen him in quite a while. But whenever he was a teenager, he was really bad about not wearing socks and wearing shoes. And then when he did wear shoes, he would wear socks. He got to a point where he would wear shoes and wear socks, and he'd wear them really tight so they wouldn't stink. And then if he ever did take them off, though, man, when he took them off, it was very bad. He would try to sleep with them on at night. I'm like, dude, just wash your socks. Do your sock laundry. That's all you got to do.
I mean, but I think a lot of boys, I should shut up. As a kid, it took me finally realizing, in school, like, you have to present yourself in a certain way till it finally like got to me, like, okay, you can't have dirt on your hair has to be combed. Like, you have to have like a certain kind of manicure to your body in order for kids like not to make fun of you. Okay, so I don't have the best clothes, but at least my clothes are going to be clean. So it finally started to click. But I think a lot of kids just are so unaware because it's not what they care about. I didn't wake up wondering like, oh, what am I going to wear to school today? Until one point I was like, oh, I might be able to make friends if I'm not such a reject. I get it.
Yeah. Well, my whole deal,
society a little bit there, Chris.
Yeah, I need girls to like me, so I need to be buff and funny and smart, And I was actually none of those things. And had I realized at the time that, if you'd have just bathed, been clean, taken care of yourself, and dressed cool or nice, that would have been so much better than any push-ups I did or failed to do or any of that business. Left-Handed Jedi, thank you for all the memberships. I appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
I guess that's all I got to do is start talking about how poor I've been all my life, and people start throwing.
Well, let me tell you about my story, everybody.
Yes. Wait,
get your tissues out.
No, I didn't. Thank you for the memberships. We very much appreciate you. You're wonderful. You. Let's see. Adrian Belgrave. I'm too much of a believer to be a member, I guess. I will mention, and it's cool. I appreciate you. But it's actually kind of random. They don't get to choose who they give them to. So just so you know, don't feel left out. They don't have a choice. It's not because you're a believer. In fact, I think if anybody had a choice, they'd almost certainly give believers memberships so they could come watch.
Specifically, we want you specifically to have it, Adrian.
Those
We're coming for you. I'm just kidding.
That's right. Native Atheist is here. Sir Sire Equinox is here. Hooked on Phonics worked for me. I did not use Hooked on Phonics. I never did. It's just a joke. Austin Sims, Tawhid Islam is like, I like that you respect and acknowledge science. A lot of believers don't. Oh, okay. You got that going on. Oh, let's see. There's somebody here. Tawhid Islam is here. Let's see if I can find that in here. Double G, Glenn. Good morning, Glenn. How are you doing today? Oh, hello, Tawhid Islam. Thanks to God. Okay, yeah, that's a lot. My chat doesn't go up far enough to keep up with that. But hello, thank you. Welcome for joining us. I hope your God doesn't get mad at you and burn you in a fiery pit forever because you watch the show. That would be most unfortunate. As we've learned from the Old Testament, your God is not very forgiving, even for those who do a lot for it, like Moses.
Man, poor Moses.
Yeah, poor Moses.
Like, I don't like Moses. But sometimes I really do feel bad for homie, even though he doesn't exist.
Yeah. Like if he did exist.
If he did exist, I probably would pour one out for him.
There you go. Yeah. Moses, if you're watching, man, yeah, you suffered. You went through all that. You went through all that shit and did all that for God and didn't get to get into the Holy Land just because you struck a rock. I mean, wow, what a
Didn't he
dick.
have to watch his sister die or something like that? His sister and his brother, or was it just, or maybe it was just his sister? I can't remember, but
you know, I think back then watching a sister or brother die was sort of like watching anything today. It happens so regular. America's Most Wanted season 10, or
and I don't think people consider that too often about, like, if that was a real story and for 40 years you were in the desert, the amount of turnover that you would have with, like, just the babies, just the amount of babies alone that you would have to be burying that likely would not have made it because the manna just wasn't like hitting it, or because they have to breastfeed. Okay, well, what if the man is not like helping you to produce milk? So who's going to breastfeed that baby? I mean, there just would be so many bodies littered. They wouldn't even have made it out.
Well,
Moses would have been the only one. Moses would have been the only one.
I got 2 points to make. Thank you for that. One of them is about the manna. Remember, they did actually complain about the manna, that it sucked having to eat manna all the time on their 40-year journey, and God sent more. He sent pizza, Dion's pizza, and all kinds of delicious. No, he sent fucking snakes to torment and DiGiorno. That's right. And there was something else. Let's see. He did that. Sorry. So let's see. All right. So, and the second thing is you're talking about how there'd be an incredible turnover rate. Let me ask chat, how many people who, started in the desert with Moses made it to the Holy Land? Is it the Holy Land? Am I saying it right? Holy Land?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Canaan or whatever.
However they reference it. Let's see what the chat says.
Because they pass through, you know what I mean? They pass through so many lands, but they're going for Canaan to create allegedly this Israel or whatever.
So the chosen people who were chosen in Egypt to go to the Holy Land by God with Moses all died in the desert. All of them, with the exception of Joshua, son of Nun, and Caleb, son of Jephunneh. Everybody else died. Every other now, a lot of people did succeed. They were born in the desert, like you were saying, but none of the people who went into that desert believing God's message, following the Lord and following Moses, none of those people, except for those 2 people, survived. What a story! What a God! Isn't that's crazy?
At what point? Like, okay. So if I was leaving Egypt. And, you would be familiar with the land. There'd be people in and out that you'd be talking to, and they'd be like, yeah, I just came from Canaan. It took me a month, whatever. Mm-hmm. At what point, at a 6 months, 8 months, a year into the journey, are you like, maybe I should just like do this on my own? I could just go back to Egypt and retrace my steps if I need to. Or maybe I should just go a different direction than this fool, because we've been here for a while. Like, why do these people still continue to follow this man?
It's wonderful. And let me just tell you, the Bible answers those questions for us.
Oh, I bet
it does. For within this story, the people following Moses did exactly that. They did exactly that. At some point in the story, they said, you know what, this ain't right. This guy, I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but we're not going anywhere. So they go and they challenge Moses' authority.
Circular.
And God tells Moses to separate yourself from these people. And then the earth comes up and rents them all asunder in a horrific thing. He kills God, this God monster creature, kills all those people who were questioning and doubting Moses' lead through the desert. And then of Moses' chosen people, his own people, who he pulled aside, some of them were like, fuck, Moses, that's serious shit right there. Whoa, why would God do that? And God saw them questioning that and was like, Moses, separate yourself from these people. And then Moses went like fucking nuts, burning incense and sacrificing to save his own people. Go read it for yourself, religious folk out there. If you don't believe me, go find it in the book. But I mean, the God in the Bible is horrific. I
mean, the fact that he Okay. And then think of, there's just so much that doesn't make sense about the story. Okay, let's center ourselves.
Let's center ourselves.
Moses and his peeps are in Egypt, right?
They are in Egypt.
God is going to murk all of those people like he allegedly does. If he's going to murk the Pharaoh like he allegedly does, why not? Just hear me out. How about this? Why not just stay in Egypt and murk all those people? And now Moses and his peeps don't even got to travel nowhere. Like, you would even just make it easier for them.
Take over Egypt. Why not? Why didn't he just give them Egypt?
Why all the fuss?
Yeah.
Why make it so hard when it could just be so simple? You're killing all these people anyway. Doesn't that mean there's going to be like some empty space? That's
true. Very true. Very true. That's why we don't let women think, because they ask too many smart questions. I want to say real quick. So, Grim Theorist is here. Good morning, Grim Theorist. Let me just scroll up. I saw some new names that I'm not really recognizing. Why? Because Weed Bro is indeed one of them, though. Daryl is here. Good morning, Daryl. Chemical Squirrel. I recognize you. You're a familiar person. But there's somebody, Sire Equinox. I recognize you, but you're kind of. And then there's the Atheist Mechanic. Good morning. We're doing fine. I hope you're doing great. It's been a day or two. Go fix stuff, Atheist Mechanic. That's what you do. Devious Chris 3012. Good morning.
Devious Chris.
Yes, good way to cover up your origin story, says Devious Chris. You know, it is kind of an interesting way of covering up your origin story, just making up. Yeah, it is, but it's kind of so God kills all of the firstborn in Egypt to show a message to the people of Egypt, I guess. Because the people he did it for went on to all die in the desert. They all died in the desert. Even Moses didn't make it.
What was it all for?
Right. What does it all mean, Basil?
Yes.
Okay. Also, I know, right? Oh, so we also have other people. Hive Size here. Good morning, Hive Size. Bree, thank you for joining us. I saw another name. Grim Theorist is here. Says Jesus said to follow all the old laws. He said to sell your cloak and buy a sword. Jesus wasn't a good guy. We've been saying that on the show for a while. He's kind of a jerk. And then there's A Voice of American Culture. Santa for Grown-Ups. Indeed. Well put. That's like a haiku or a poem.
I believe.
Very indeed. Theoretically says no good God would leave that, in my opinion. You know, I'm not sure what you got. You guys got a conversation going on. But that is an interesting point for those who don't know, that none of the, outside of two of the supposedly like 2 million people or whatever who were allegedly, you know, enslaved in Egypt, only 2, even in their own story, they didn't tell of a glorious outcome like you're going to win. Even in their own story, they're like, you know what? At best, you're just going to fucking die. And your kids might lead to a good life or not. So there's that.
Well, Left-Handed Jedi says the gods of Egypt were too strong for Yahweh to overcome all the Egyptians, I guess. Maybe that's why. He could do a little throw a little bomb skis and then skeet on out. But that was about as good as it got.
That was it. Yeah. And we already know that whenever they get to reach Mount Sinai, or whenever they reached Mount Sinai, and Moses came down from the mountain with the 10 Commandments, his people were already worshiping the Egyptian gods that they had just left.
Yeah, they were like, oh man, we miss these gods.
Yeah, it did not take very long at all. He goes up a mountain and comes back down the mountain, and they're like, fuck that, we're out. And they're over there worshiping Hero and the cow, the golden calf. I know, iron chariots are like kryptonite. So true.
Mm-hmm. So, God does not like them. Yahweh, I should say, does not like them.
Yahweh. Are you protected in a car? Are you safe from God in a car? It's like a chariot. You're surrounded kind of by iron.
But this maybe chrome isn't. Maybe it's the iron. Like maybe chrome isn't such a.
It was the iron. Maybe Aluminum isn't.
Aluminum.
Yeah. Since if it doesn't have like magnetic blocking principles, it doesn't save you from the evil God monster of the Bible. So we should make our cars out of metal again. That's a good idea. You know.
All like 6,000 pounds each car.
That's right. But you know what happens if you take like a modern, like an eco car, one of those little
Yeah, the little tiny ones, smart
and
cars.
you have that go against like a 1957 Chevy. The 57 Chevy might notice that it had hit something, but it might not. Might need to replace a lamp. Lost a headlamp on the left side. What was that? I don't know.
Yeah, them things were like tanks on wheels.
Yeah, they were. But they protected you from God or sent you to God. I guess
maybe Cybertrucks. Maybe Cybertrucks are what they might have, like a force field. The Cybertrucks, like it might emanate some kind of force field that God can penetrate.
Real well, they do kind of give off this
energy waves.
They do give off vibes, like needle dick vibes. Every time I see one,
that's what it is. It's the vibes. God's like, I'm not vibing with these Cybertrucks.
It is. I tell you what, let's take a quick break and make fun of stuff, and we'll be back in just a minute. I got to refill my coffee and do stuff. We'll be back.
Mi burrito es tan bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco fue no bueno, it stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister, now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
There we go. Good morning, everyone. I hope you enjoyed seeing the hot and sexy Sarahs. You know, they are sexy seniors because she would have been, right? If you know your Bible. So what we were talking about was, you know, this is an idea. I'm working on developing an app that atheists or skeptics, or however you want to put it, can use whenever they're engaging with theists that will help them find those points they want to find during an argument. There's also been put forth the notion of having the app also cater to those who are deconstructing and helping them, giving them more tailored information, you know, not so argumentative, more just data to help them deconstruct, that sort of thing. And what Ryan and I here were talking about during the break was what if we could get, well, all right, so you got Christians over there and they've got AI and we've got AI. What if we could get our AI, program it to debate their AI, which they've programmed to debate? And then we'd, of course, naturally have to have a separate, I want to say blank AI, unbiased AI to decide who wins the debate. That would be an interesting thing. I don't think that would.
I think there's a lot of. Yeah, I think that it's a concept that a lot of people like us specifically could use. And I know that we do use ChatGPT, of course, or whatever. I mean, you might use Grok or whatever other AI, but it would be nice to have it very focused and trained specifically. Now, of course, it would need to know what the arguments are and yada yada. But
that's true. You'd have to train it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I think that could be very helpful, especially for people who are deconstructing, for sure. To know where to find the information that's true, because I love to Google, but you got to be a smart Googler. And if you're not super literate, like I was not for a long period of time, something like this could hone you in and point you in the right direction a lot easier and quicker.
True enough. Well, one of the flaws I think in this was you would have to train it and protect it from certain things. I've seen one of the atheists on the channel, I think it was Cosmic Skeptic, one of either him or Genetically Modified, I don't remember which one. But they actually were chatting with a chat. I don't remember which chat they were, they were talking to, but they were able to convince it that there must be a God using reductive reasoning from these theists, where they go, well, if there's a beginning to everything and the universe has to have a beginning, then there must be something that created that, a prime mover, and then you'll eventually get the AI to agree with you if you continue down that. Eventually, logically, there must be, right?
Yes.
So you'd have to prepare it for things like that, because those things don't really fly. I mean, they try that, but then there's always the argument, well, what created your God? Well, no, he's always been there. Well, no, that doesn't fucking work. Doesn't work. Yeah. You can't use that if
special plead. Like it would be loaded with all of the, you could tell it like, okay, once I give you like the argument I'm trying to combat, you give me all the fallacies that are in, like it could just load you up with so much information where you have to kind of really pry and poke and ask ChatGPT for those specific things. But this would know, okay, this is what I need to give them at like first glance or something. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. I suspect if you were able to hook them up to each other so they could talk directly to each other, it probably wouldn't take but a matter, or maybe even of minutes, for them to end the conversation. And both AIs would probably go, that one won. Whichever, they would know who won. They would admit who won. They don't really have I think it'd probably happen pretty quick.
AI bot fights.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. And then they win. They get to move up in a rank. We thought about it here first, bitches. We get a cut. We need
to start doing this. We got to figure out how to do it, Chris. We got to get the AI robots fighting each other, figure out if there's a God or not.
That's right. Yeah. And then how to, oh man, there's this thing about where God came from. And I think it was an exercise by Isaac Asimov. It's called Finding God or the Computer God or some business. Anyway, in this story, we create a computer and we ask it to find all the mysteries of the universe or whatever. And it starts thinking, and eventually it gets bigger and bigger, and it needs more information, because it doesn't know the answer to what did this, the beginning of the universe, or what created the universe or whatever. And so eventually it gets bigger, and then it has to put itself like in this subspace area in order to make itself bigger so it can continue to think even faster and longer. And while this is going on, the rest of the universe is just going on, and eventually it puts all of itself into this like hyperspace area where it's much faster and much smarter and much bigger than it really would be in our normal universe. And then our universe perishes and another one starts. And it's just, it's God. It ends up being the God that was questioned about in the previous universe. I really did that a horrific, that was bad. I did a bad,
I like the
justice
concept.
was done. Yeah.
That's
it's kind of really an interesting concept. I did it all in like a single breath. And that was not justice to that
That was
the concept at all.
TLDR version of it.
Yes. Yes, yes. But there's a kind of interesting thing. It's fun. I've been working with AI trying to develop that app I was talking to you about, and I'll ask it a question, and you can see them think. You can see it talk to itself as it thinks in its head, and it kind of, as you watch it, sounds like what you would think. You'd be like, it goes, the user wants to do this. Well, I don't think that's going to work. Well, maybe we should try this. No, I don't think.
Oh yeah, like when you watch it. When you watch
yeah.
it go through its explanation. Yeah, sometimes I find that fun, like watching it think, I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of how I think sometimes.
That's exactly right. The last question says, a voice of American culture says the last question. There you go. That's probably, yes, that sounds right. It's been a day or three and I've poured a lot of cannabis through this brain, but that sounds right. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I don't recognize the name of Voice of American Culture. Cool. Yeah. We've talked about Isaac Asimov several times on the show. Whenever you get the chance and you're done with all of your Star Treks and whatever, you should get over to Foundation and watch it. It's a wonderful
yes, I do have that on my list.
Remember, you're going to have the hots for the one guy. He's super hot. The evil one doesn't let me speak when he's on the screen. You're right. That's exactly right.
She puts the finger on your lips.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, no doubt. When I'm lucky, it's a finger. It's probably a couch pillow or a dog. That's right.
Wow.
Austin Sims says, can I get a wrench so I can post a link to one of my videos for Zarcross? Yes. I didn't think you really needed a thing, but I'll give you a wrench just cause. I mean, you need a wrench. You look like a wrench kind of person.
Look like a wrench
I'm
kind
going to
of guy.
go like a standard moderator. There you go. Yeah, you look like a wrench kind of guy. Wrench monkey. There you go. Is Nitty here? Nitty's
Oh,
not.
is Nitty here?
Oh, Nitty's here.
Nitty's here.
Good morning, Nitty. Nitty says, I don't care how many pronouns. It moved. Damn it. Damn it. I don't care how many pronouns the damn thing uses. Don't do it. I don't remember what I started.
The robot? Does the robot
Good morning,
have
Nitty. Nitty says, opinion, quit the humanizing language of the LLM use. You don't have to do it. Okay, not demeaning you, just a hot take. Oh, you're talking about like calling it a he or a she or being nice to it. I actually, yeah, so I got, thank you, Nitty. I usually don't.
Sorry.
I usually refer to it as it. Whenever I'm working with a couple of chats right now because one of them's fucking stupid. They're both fucking stupid. Anyway, one of them has gotten so big and so voluminous, that's a cool word, that anytime I ask it a question, it takes like 4 minutes and then it locks up. And so I've actually created a new chat and traded all the data and all that over there. But I refer to it as it. Now, I very rarely do I do any lashing out to it if I'm angry or
I have done.
Complimenting it for doing good. None of those things very rare because I know I'm dealing with a machine. So I don't need to thank it. And I don't need to tell it to fuck off. These things being said, the other day I was working with Gemini and there came a point to where I was like, now remember friends, I'm normally a calm, cool, and developed individual. So whenever I'm posting something and I'm like, fuck you, comma, fuck you, comma, fuck you. And then I just copy pasted it and just started control V, control V, control V, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And then the next morning, whenever I came into work, because I was fucking exhausted, I've been doing the next morning I came in, I was like, I just gotta say, I'm sorry. I know you don't feel nothing. I know you don't give a shit, but I just, I was so
like,
that means
what you're talking about.
all of those things. It actually did. It's like
I didn't remember. Okay.
Yeah. One of the things is whenever you're talking to it, and some people probably know it. Whenever you talk to it, it's like, oh, I know. I'm sorry. I gave you wrong information. That's. I'm so bad. I'm sorry. You're right. Let's do that again. And then it'll give you bad information again.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
it'll just keep on going. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. One of the things that freaking got me in this development of this code was it would keep going, the final fix. Or this is the very last fix. This is the final fix, I promise. And it just kept saying, I was like, dude, you tell me it's the final fix one more time, I'm going to gut you like a fish.
I'm going to fix you.
I told it, do not tell me this is the final fix. What I want you to tell me is, let's try this next.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll tell you what the deal was, is there's this tables and datas and all this stuff. And if you're working in code, a lot of it's really important. And what happened was, in one of the tables, it said name of the app /chat. Or no, data. Yeah, chat. What it should have said was data. So the table was wrong. There was a single word wrong in a table. And I was fucking throwing all kinds of errors. And I was fighting this for days because this fucking AI was going, oh, well, let's do this. And it kept fucking like doing all kinds of stuff.
Trying to do other things except for fix the one stupid little word that it needed to.
It couldn't figure that out. Whenever I figured that out, I was like, oh, hey, look at this. Because it was going, actually, what happened was this. I said, I'm transferring all my information from this one to this one because you're getting too fucking slow. So I transferred all the data and the things like, oh, I think this is your problem. I was saying, no, you don't. I'm going to input every fucking file that we've been working with. And then after analyzing them, then we're going to go through everything, just make sure. And as we were going through everything, I found where the discrepancy is that it should say this and the word data, capital D, lowercase ATA. If it says even capitalized, it's got to be capitalized. And the other places in the thing, it was not capitalized. You know? Gotcha.
Simple
all that
little
fucking
thing.
time. Yeah. You would think the error would say, hey, there's a data problem in the
Yeah, like let me check my work. Let me check the work that I put out. Maybe it's something in my work. You would hope that it would be smart enough to do that, but that's not how that works.
True. But you know, the deal is I would never have gotten anywhere near as far as I've gotten were it not for the chat.
Oh yeah. I mean, recently, since the 5.1 update, I've gotten like a couple different of the same errors. One of them it did to me recently is I asked for it to draw me an image. And it drew the first one fine. Like, okay, great. Now can you do another one, but do it like this? And then it would do, oh, I can't do that. It's against my privacy, whatever. I'm like, no, it's not. And then I'd be like, okay. And then it draws the picture. I'm like, okay, so that was easy. Yeah. And then it did another one where I was asking it to draw a face of Netanyahu facing Trump. And, you know, I gave it a description. It was like, sorry, that's against my policies. I can't do things with when it comes to politics or whatever.
Politics, yeah.
And I was like, yes, you can. It was like, okay. Like, what is happening here? And then I got another one where I got the first image to come up. And then I would say, okay, here's the next description of the next image I want. And then I said, great, I can get right to that. But let's just check a few things first. And then it would give me a list of things. And I'd be like, yes, that's exactly right. That's how I want it. Great. But before we go, let me ask you one. I was like, I had to start a whole new chat because it was just stuck in this whole ask questions, but never give me the photo. Anyway, that was just 3 separate ones that are really truly like, what is going on here?
I went to one and I opened a chat, pardon me, and I said, give me this. I think it was the new Gemini. I was like, I want to know this. Give me a picture of this. I was like, cool. It gave me a picture. And it was like, okay, today's show is going to be, I went to another channel. I was like, today's show is going to be about this. This is our topic because I use it to create descriptions for the show, which are keyword heavy for our show every day.
Yeah.
That's how I try to hit that stuff rather than copy and paste the same description every day. And so I did that and it gave me a picture of Donald Trump. Like a headshot of Donald Trump. I'm like, I didn't ask you for a picture. I said I wanted a description of the show. This is actually yesterday. Sorry. Remember it was about Trump yesterday. I was like, I didn't ask you for a picture. I asked you for this. And it responded with another picture, like a headshot, like a portrait of Donald Trump. I'm like, you stupid. I went away. I was like, you stupid. One of us is stupid.
Somebody's stupid.
Yeah, because I went back there today and I looked down at the very bottom. It's got a little icon that says nano picture. You're wanting an image. I had already somehow set it to create images and never set it back to not create images. So all it was going to do was answer in images because that's all.
I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't realize that.
I didn't really think you could do it either.
There's probably a lot of things that the new updates can do that I have not even checked out.
Yeah.
Really.
So when I open Gemini, it's got Nano Banana is now available. If you click create image, now it's got the little Nano Banana image down below it. And no matter what I ask it, it's going to give me an image.
It's going to draw it for you. Look what I can do.
And yesterday, apparently, all it was going to do is give me like hate glances from Donald Trump because it just kept giving me the portrait, and he's always looking thus.
That's all we need is more of his face.
I know.
Show me his
we were
MRI. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see his face. I want to see his MRI.
Well, some of them, like you were talking about the AIs, there are rules, and they're not supposed to be able to do anything that has politics or any of that business. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to get an unfiltered AI for myself, so I could do my own thing and not be worried about that. And one of the things I joked about it on the show, I was like, I made a video, a short, like 5-second video of Donald Trump on a stage having a heart attack and falling over, and I just can't stop masturbating to that video. I auto ejaculate every time I see it. I have to turn it off. I can't watch it.
Just gets me right in the feels.
Right. Yeah.
That does that to me too.
Notice I didn't say anything bad. I didn't say anything about like him getting unalived by anybody or in a horrible accident. It was natural causes.
He should get on an escalator. I just hope it malfunctions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chews them up, spits them out. Shh.
I know. FBI is going to be kicking, or Cash Patel's going to be kicking in the door.
Cash Patel right now. Freaking Cash Patel.
I know.
Man. Oh, I can't even.
Goodness gracious. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a thing. You know what? Let me ask the folks, what do you guys want today? I think we did the Pharaoh's Curse and we did the post-mortem. Do you want maybe the pup? Do you want Wild Bill 2 with the pup? Do you want the heavenly holy halos? Father Flanagan trying to sell the holy halos on the bark bank, to the bark bank. On the bark bank, to the barks. What do you guys like to see for while we take a break?
Tell us.
Wow. Yes, one vote for Wild Bill. But there's a shrug. So one person does. One person wants to hear the conspiracy one. I haven't done that. Darth Gently is here.
Ooh. Don't Darth Hardwick.
Yeah, somebody gave a membership, and when they give memberships, they're not able to choose who gets the memberships.
Yeah.
I think the way YouTube does it is that it looks at people who have been in the chat for the show, and they just randomly picks people. Let's go Holy Halos. Let's do the Holy Halos, and later on, I don't mind doing Conspira Win or one of those. Let's do the Holy. We'll be back in a minute, folks. Maybe. And go. Next up in the bark bank, a clergyman with a holy hustle, and maybe a few unholy loopholes.
Hi, Barks. Blessings and belly rubs to you all. I'm Father Flanagan, and today I'm here seeking $50,000 for 3% of my soul-saving startup, Holy Halos, the world's first, soon-to-be, church-approved condoms. Following the ways of the Lord can be hard and often require sacrifices of the flesh. Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of Holy Halo condoms.
Hold on, Father. The church very much doesn't like condoms. How do you expect to sell these?
Well, you're right, but these aren't just any condoms. No, my furry financiers, these are permeable. But every single halo has been dipped in holy water, a divine divider between you and sin. You can finally frolic freely and still keep that sweet spot in heaven. Permeable, but dipped in holy water to keep the sin out, but let the babies in.
Let you get your stick wet without getting your stick stuck.
If you know what I mean.
Oh my! Very embarrassing every time.
So basically they don't work as condoms, but they let you get away with having sex without going to hell?
Exactly. The church gets to keep making babies, but you don't have to keep going to confession. Think of it. No more guilt. No more awkward "I'm saving myself for marriage" speeches. With Holy Halos, you can take those pray hands and turn them into lay hands.
Didn't I read that holy water is full of bacteria like E. coli? Won't this be harmful to women's health?
The words are English, but I don't understand the question.
How are you addressing the issue holy water presents for women's health?
Again, I'm not understanding.
She does that. Well, we don't get it either.
Is that mesh from a window screen?
Ah, that's a keen eye you have there, young lass. Yes. Another fine selling point, rough on the outside to increase her shame, as it should be, but soft and smooth on the inside, internally lubed and ribbed for his pleasure. We even have custom scents.
Scents? Now you have my attention. What flavors we talking? Don't pitch me that vanilla missionary nonsense, Padre.
Well, we do have virgin vanilla, but we also have miracle mint and cooing camel, and my personal favorite, sweat of the savior.
And the Vatican, they've blessed this endeavor?
Well, not exactly. I'm still waiting on the papal decree one way or the other.
I love it, but you're asking 50 grand for only 3%. That's rough, Father, real rough.
Not running with the big dogs on this one. I'm gonna stay on the porch.
Me too. Good luck, Father. 15%.
Ouch, 15%, that's highway robbery even for the church.
Come on, Father. We're dogs. We know a bone when we see one. 10%, and we'll even bless your branding.
Look, meet me in the middle, 7%, and I'll baptize all your puppies.
7% works for me. Father Flanagan, it looks like
Wait a second. Our producers say we have a special call-in bidder. Let's get him up on the screen. Folks, we have the guardian of the sacred fire hydrant himself.
Oh no.
Defender of the holy tennis ball and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poops a Lot the Fifth.
Flanagan!
Yes, your pope.
50,000 at 20%.
20%?
And you get to keep calling yourself a father.
Sold to the pup in the very fine hat.
I knew you'd see it my way.
You're very wise, your hiney. Would there be anything else?
You may leave.
Father Flanagan's line of holy halos, ultra thin, spiritually thick. Available in 3 sizes: conservative, medium, and liberal. Dr. Osiris specifically requested this one, so I'm going to hook you up. It's really short. We'll be right back.
So this is where it all ends.
Tired of constant litigation.
Albuquerque, New
Drained
Mexico.
by bloodthirsty lawyers, sucking the collection plates dry.
Home of the balloon fiesta and the stolen car capital of the
public
world.
humiliation. Try Father
I used
Flanagan's
to love
line
it
of
here.
inflatable
The
altar
years of
boys.
crawling through
Cute
the
little
worst the
fellas,
city has to offer is
eyes and
taking its
mouth
toll.
wide with surprise. Complete
But what if I
with
told you that
life,
this
life
beautiful little
king.
cesspool of
Father
the city was
Flanagan's
going to be the
line of
launching
inflatable
point
altar
for a
boys.
war
Coming to a
that can
Walmart
wipe
near
mankind
you.
from the face of the earth? Yeah.
All right, we are back. Okay, awesome sauce. Double sound. Did I double sound it? Well. That's because I hit the wrong button. It was going to play the wrong commercial.
Whoopsie.
And there we go. I knew that was going to happen because I accidentally hit the wrong commercial when we went to commercials. Anyway, mashup. Damn meal. Oh, you're still Archie.
Sorry, guys. I got to brush my hair.
There you go. We were saying while you were gone, man, I wish you'd just pull a comb through that or something.
Wish that girl brush her hair.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us. Let's see. Bert Thalmus is here this morning. Thank you for joining us, Bert Thalmus. Nice to see you. I saw some people there in the chat doing the thing. Tijuan Tawhid. I'm going to say Tawhid. Is that okay? It's just kind of keep easy. I hope it's okay. Oh, I see. You guys got a thing going on. Tawhid is oneness of the God. That's cool. I hope I'm saying it right then. Tawhid? I'm sure maybe I'm saying it right. I didn't know there is someone with the username weed here in chat. Oh, cool. So am I saying it right? Tawhid with a little bit of a guttural thing? I'd like to know. And what does it mean again? I like knowing things. That's what I do. I know things. Oneness of the God. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Cool. Good morning, all you wonderful. The mighty Filbert is here. Thank you for joining us. I think I noticed that our friend Nitty in the chat mentioned he's going to be streaming later around noon, I think. Maybe he was
today
saying.
is he?
I think so. Between now and then, Ember will be streaming. And if you're watching this stream, it'll kick you right over after we're done.
Our lovely Ember. I don't know what the topic is today, and I don't know if I've seen Embers in the chat, so I'm not sure if she's here to tell us what it is. But I'm sure it will be interesting nonetheless.
Gotcha.
There's been a lot of people over in the chat there.
I know.
There's been like 20 peeps
It's kind of
in the
picked up.
afternoon chat, which is good. It's starting to uptick.
I know. It's good. Yeah, it's cool. Maybe I'll wear pants more often.
That might help.
Once the smell stays down.
Oy. Oy.
The word cannabis originates in Canaan.
Does it?
Huh.
I thought.
Does it?
I thought Canaan actually meant purple.
Well, we've
Hold on.
talked on the show about how they did have mind-altering hallucinogens in Canaan in the time of.
Oh yeah, it was found on the. We discussed how it was found on the
We
altars.
did.
One altar. It was found on the altar of Asherah, but that altar was stood next to Yahweh. We would suspect Yahweh altar, so it was part of their worship, daily practice. So I wouldn't be surprised if like they were cheebing up in their homes. And I have a book about the goddess, and it talks about how basically it kind of just helped humanity travel through the world, and they took it with it, but it also helped them in many different ways. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, truly, think about like medicinal, the things you can make from hemp, etc. So many uses for it back in the day and today still.
True. Mr. Peabody the Skeptic, thank you for joining us, says all this ChatGPT talk and minutia has convinced me that there is indeed a hell. Yeah, okay. You are welcome. No extra charge. Tawhid Islam says, you pronounce it better than Muslims. Thank you. Okay. Oneness of God. I'll try to remember that. Nice to meet you. Welcome to Daily Atheist Morning Show. We don't normally cover Islam very much. When we do, we usually go hard. I'm just saying, we don't cover it much though. So,
do you mind if I just quickly? So I believe, because I've done research on this, and I'm pretty sure that Canaan comes from the word red or like purple. So, because that's where they produced the Tyrian color, the shells. What kind of the shells? Oh shit, I can't remember what they are. But anyway, there's shells that create the purple color that was very popular and imbued royalty, like the color of royalty. Like, so that's where it got.
Color of kings.
The murex shells. Sorry, I knew it was M. I was going to say mollusk, but it was murex shells that specifically created the purplish red color that was sought from everywhere. So that's where it got its name. I'm pretty sure anyway. I mean, you know, who knows when you start to like go back that far, but that's what my research told me.
Just to kind of pin all this together, on cannabis buds, you can actually see purple. There are purple hues to cannabis buds. Just saying. If indeed those two are related in name, that could explain the why.
So they think
I did notice
from Inahu, sorry, meaning purple.
No, you're good.
Acadian word.
Michael Smith showed up and decided to tell us what atheists think. Cool, I appreciate that we fear things. Oh, atheists are afraid of real debates.
I am.
They resort to childish name calling, running from questions, censorship, etc. Just read the chat. You know, I don't think that's how that works.
To me.
Often what happens is Christians come in here thinking we need to disprove their argument, and we don't really need to disprove their argument. You need to prove your argument, and you can't. You can't even prove Jesus was a real person. There's entire schools of thought debating that scientifically, philosophically. Go look it up. The entire school of thinking can't really decide if Jesus was a real person. Despite all the miracles he did and all that, you're the one that can't back up things. So it's cute to see you try to come in here and say things like that, though. Nobody, you can't. I know.
I honestly, like, just being honest, to me, I more often see Christians coming at atheists with the name calling, with the ad hominem attacks.
Yeah.
And I don't even think I'm being biased. Because I create content, and it happens to me all the time. Instead of like trying to argue against the facts or explain it, they just will like, oh, you're obviously an idiot or whatever.
Right. And Hobo Brett, thank you, Hobo Brett, for showing up, says, I can prove Christianity is real. I even saw a Christian church once. Christianity exists. Checkmate atheists.
You got me.
Well, apparently, Ryan, we are now thusly defeated. We have been thwarted with our evil plan. Thank you, Hobo Brett, for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I now know that God exists, and
Clearly.
I have some deep soul searching that I need to do. Yeah, I have a lot of questions I have to search out.
Because the God of the Bible is a dick. I have questions now. I've got some accusations to make. Like, dude, why did you do that? Why didn't you do anything? You know, I'm just saying. Oh, really? Certain topics are potential TOS violations. It's better to censor it. That may be
on
true.
What, here or?
Sometimes people post things that do get censored by YouTube. Oh, I haven't even checked mine in so long. There's this area where it blocks people who say things that are too much, and I haven't looked in a while, you know, to see.
Oh, yeah, like it filters certain comments out or something like that.
But there's Steven, somebody who watches the show on the regular, and his speech is usually so much that YouTube won't blow up blanket. He also tags me on Facebook, and Facebook won't carry his posts. They all start out calling, it's like this big, huge copy paste of about fascism and how the Trump's fascists and they're pigs and they need to be called out for it or some business. I'm just going on the vague memory I have of what little bit I've seen of it before it gets kicked off the thing. And he does it a lot. So, yeah. Oops. Anti-vax propaganda and misinformation violate YouTube's community guidelines. Well, it did. I just want to mention that I agree. There was actually a time for a while that people were getting kicked off of YouTube during the plague, the cooties. But YouTube recently, like a month ago, made an announcement that anybody who lost their YouTube channel due to misinformation can apply and get it back now. Thanks to our current administration. I'm just saying, I don't know if you knew that or not. But
stuff don't have to be as fact-based as it used to be anymore. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Almost like they want the masses to be confused.
Michael says, you already censored me, you're done. I don't know, I know you're not talking to me. You're talking to somebody in the chat and you're misrepresenting what they did, probably, almost certainly, if you're a Christian.
Well, I am afraid, and I'm not afraid to say that I'm afraid, Michael. I am. So please leave me. I can't take this anymore.
Yes.
I'm not really strong in my faith, and there's a possibility I might believe. It's too much. Yeah. I'm too weak. Go now before I cave.
I wish we could find a way to get them to prove they're not just bots on a phone sitting on a shelf somewhere in Russia. I wish there was a way we can prove that. I don't think we can, though.
I don't, because now, I mean, sometimes you can tell bots because the way they respond, but I mean, even some of the AI videos now are just,
they're good.
You have to be on it. I watched a video of a allegedly 40-year-old Black woman in fatigues. Now you could tell the fatigues were a dead giveaway because I have never in my life seen fatigues with the way they were just sewn, the detail and
really?
Like I could tell, like, okay, something was weird about that, but her mannerisms, the way she was talking, it was okay. Like once I knew it was AI, I was like, yeah, I can kind of pick out like the inflections and the way she's like moving her head and stuff. But a lot of people thought it was real. And the majority of people do think a lot of these new AI videos are real. So it is getting difficult, but I don't know that there's a way that we can in a chat decipher.
No, that would be nice. I mean,
it would be.
Let me see. Does Michael address anything we actually speak about? NCPs. Oh, that's good. That means they're actually there. Yeah.
What?
If you know what an NCP is, I know what an NCP is.
NPC or NCP?
NPC,
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
NPC.
okay. No, I just wasn't sure who was saying what and what the.
Yeah. A non-player character. He was saying I'm accusing him of being a non-player character.
Oh,
that's cool. So not only is he real, but we're really watching the chat, sort of.
Sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Interesting. Cool stuff. So, what do we run from, by the way? Were we running from something? Oh, somebody else he was talking to in the chat.
The reality that God is watching over us. That's what we're running from.
Oh,
yeah. Out of
God
fear.
Is watching, like right now, in the room with us?
He's in the room.
That's creepy. He's probably offended at what he saw earlier. I'm just saying.
Well, you know that he's like watching everybody masturbate at one time.
That's
like,
what
just imagine how many people right now at this very time are diddling themselves, and God's got like a front row seat. Like, that's probably what he's choosing to do. I don't think that he's here worried about us. But if I had the choice, I'd be watching diddling than this conversation. Not saying we're not interesting, Chris, because I do interesting.
So
and I like
there's levels of interesting.
Right. That would just be like, if I had to put it like, it just the diddling and the convo, I would just go for the did.
Yeah. I agree. No doubt. God is watching people jerk it. Yes, indeed. All right. Michael says atheists had no answers for COVID. Hence they quarantined undermined. No, it's called science.
Wait, what? What does that have to do with God? I don't understand.
Oh man, it's gonna be one of these. One of the slow bowlers, you know. I mean, come on, God, send better. Do better, God.
Is this all you got?
I mean,
is this your best?
Yes. Atheists trusted scientists and quarantined during the, but that's not even really it. To be fair, let's be fair. Atheists don't believe in God. That's all. That's the only thing atheists agree on, is they don't believe in God.
That's pretty much it. And we even recently found out that the definition of atheist was different. It wasn't what I had thought it was, because I'm dumb. So I was like, I might need to reclassify myself, but I just haven't given it that much time.
That's right. Well, a lot of people use it, so it's kind of common vernacular, even though it's not accurate.
Easy. Yeah. It's like, okay, I get it. I know kind of what you are just from that word versus an atheist, right? Someone's like, atheist, the frick is that?
Ember. Hello, thank you. Has been a member for 8 months now. Says consider your term NPC liberated. Check that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not actually watching. I mean, there are some people out there who are real and some people out there who are smart, and they're not always necessarily the same people. So just because you may be a real person, Mr. Michael, bunch of numbers after your name, does not mean that you're smart. And the more you post, the less I think it's likely that you are.
I wonder what flavor he is. Like, is he a Jesus is God flavor kind of Christian?
That's a good
is
question.
He a Trinity, guy, or is he a Jesus is coming back relatively soon? Like, I wonder. There's so many flavors nowadays.
Tawhid, the Muslim, must be sitting back watching the atheists and the Christians go at it, going, you're both wrong.
He's like, go, Allah, go.
Right. Let's see. Michael Smith. I see. Atheists have childish name calling, but no reality. Isn't that interesting that they claim atheists do the name calling in the process of name calling? It's projection right there. Yeah. You're very lazy, Mr. Michael. No reality, hence why so many quarantined under mind control during the COVID. That's probably the same message. Can you do better? NPC equals atheist. Oh, then you didn't get what I was saying. I gave you more credit than you deserved, apparently.
So we're the NPCs?
We're the NPCs.
So we're the ones not thinking for ourselves.
Right. At least, yeah. Yeah, coming from the person who thinks that there's a creature out there that knows what they're going to do from beginning to end and actually,
who has been spoon-fed the same rhetoric, bullcrack, dogmatic stuff from Jump Street, swallowed it down, and probably never thought a second about it, questioned any of it, but yet we're the ones who are NPCs just robotically walking around. I just think that there's a little reflection that needs to be done there, my friend.
I know. Well, once they came into our chat accusing us, making accusations, kicked in the door, making accusations. Atheists do this. No, atheists don't believe in God, man. You're talking about liberal left-wing nutbag atheists, the people you're talking to in the chat. Be more specific. Let's see. But I know who they mean, really, to be honest. I know who they mean. I'm just being a jerk because I can't. Yeah. Ooh, Anani said something. Anani said, whereas Christians call everyone names. Christians are all about that. Goodness gracious.
Yes. Such a good point. The fact that you are born, according to Christianity, an innocent baby, a child, a precious life that, according to them, needs to be saved at all costs, even at the cost of the mother's life, is a sinner, is a disgusting, low-life sinner that needs to beg and grovel for its life from the almighty, powerful God that deserves
from the moment it drops out of the crotch. Before that, we protect it, of course.
The entirety of its life has to prove that it's worthy of this God's love.
Right.
A sinner.
Sir Equinox has pointed. What's that?
I just said it's perverted to call a child a sinner. I think it's perverted. Sorry.
I think it really is. Born with sin. Born broken.
That's
and
gross.
Needing fixes.
Yeah. That's weird.
Let's see. Sir Equinox, thank you for pointing this out. Says, you are afraid to engage, Michael Smith. You are the coward. That's like a haiku or a poem. It's poetical the way you say it,
I should do that as a tattoo.
I know it. On my tramp stamp.
Right back there.
Right back there. Let's see if Michael Smith said anything else to expose his ignorance. I shouldn't be a jerk, man. These people come into my chat, and when we find out that they're actually real people, I should try to engage and win them and bring them to the dark side.
You have to proselytize a little bit better, Chris.
Rather than calling them dumb or pointing out their ignorance. Atheist believers only believe that God doesn't exist. They do not 100% know. That would be called Gnostic. Okay? That's why we're atheists and agnostic, meaning we don't believe, but we don't know. It's really simple. It's just a simple concept. I just don't think you're grabbing. Not that I'm saying you're slow, because I just chastise myself for not to call you slow and stupid out loud. In front of people.
Too many questions for me. Too many unresolved questions. I could not. It just wouldn't be in my heart. If I were to say that I was a believer at any point in my life from here on out, it would be a lie. You would that would be the way that you could tell I was being held in captivity. I was being held hostage. If I was on the phone and I was like, oh, I prayed to God today, you'd be like, oh shit, Ryan's in trouble.
She's in trouble. Let's go
She's
get her.
in trouble because it's just not happening.
Ryan's in trouble. That's good. Ooh, our souls abound, says the Bible teaches not to praise false gods, yet MAGAs bow down to the orange dictator.
Thank you.
Well said. And call him their savior. That's so true. Well said.
That's
Kelly, did you quarantine during COVID? What's so hard on about quarantine? I got to be honest, we didn't actually quarantine. We didn't really quarantine per se. I did wear a mask when I went somewhere. I don't normally go, oh, did I miss you? I'm sorry.
Don't go too many places.
There you go.
Well, I don't either. So right. Ryan is blinking.
Here's the thing. Some of these people out there, they claim God speaks to them. Do they not?
Oh, they do.
Okay. Here's the thing. Put one in a room over there and another one in a room over here. And since God speaks to them both, then you should be able to show one of them in this room like a card or something and ask it to pass it along to God over there, to that other person, and tell them, since it speaks to them, what's on this card over here. And that person, that Christian, that believer who speaks to God should be able to tell you reliably 100% what's on the card over here, because God is real. Now, they always go with God is petty. God doesn't doesn't bark for us when we want him to bark. Okay, so now let's put a gun on this guy's head over here. Do you think that ups the stakes enough to where God is going to, so if he doesn't get it right, bang, is that going to up the stakes enough for God to step in? 6 million Jews say no.
I bet if Trump's finger was on the nuke button for the entire world, that wouldn't be enough for God to step in. Just wouldn't happen.
How many people died during World War II? 40 plus million. How many people died in World War I? Then we got hit with the Spanish plague. You think shit's bad now, the Spanish flu. Right after World War I, right at the very end of World War I, as World War I was coming to a close, the Spanish flu was raging.
Influenza.
Millions of people just died. It was like the new plague, the new bubonic plague.
I bet you quarantined then, didn't you, Chris? Stupid.
I sure did. You know, because I do.
I bet you washed your hands too, you idiot.
Yeah. You know, it's good morning, Greg Sanchez. Greg Sinich. I hope I said that right.
Are you related to Pickle Rick?
Maybe. Thank you for joining us. God doesn't kill literally everybody, though. Doesn't God kill literally everybody, though? That's a good thing, doesn't he? Eventually?
Yes.
Maybe, I guess. You know? I thought one time I saw this thing that said the thing that kills everybody is lack of blood to the brain. That's when the brain shuts down.
Do it.
It would do it.
I guess if maybe you consider being a Christian, not really thinking for yourself, you are in many ways not supplying your brain with the blood that it needs, possibly. So we could go there.
Could be. I want to introduce you people who are new to our computer engineer. He happens to be here this morning. This is Ollie. He's a computer engineer on the show. So he won't leave me alone anymore.
Switch.
And then our Sadie lady is going blind. I don't know if I can show you. Let me see if I can show you I don't know if you'll be able to see it. One for Bailey. Okay. Come here, Sadie lady. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but here's our Sadie girl. Very old Sadie girl. Look up here, baby. Let's see if I can get her to look up here. Hey, here you go. Can you see? You can actually see in her eye right there whenever she keeps her eye right there. You can see her cataract.
Yeah, you can. The reflection there. Oh, yeah. Sweetheart.
Yep. So she's getting, I'm sorry. All right, get in. I will get you guys all. And I share some of my snackies with them this morning. Thank you guys that's Sadie lady. So Sadie is our what does she do again?
Is it sound?
Sadie. No. It's been a while. Jack runs the lights. Oh, camera operator. Sadie's the camera operator. Okay. Daisy's sound, of course. Bailey is the scripty. And then Jack is the lights. Jack doesn't catch shit. So if you throw it at him, he'll just watch it. All right, here we go. I'll tell you what, let's take a quick break. Somebody earlier asked for, was it Conspirowin or was it, let me see here. Fascism. We'll be back in about 1:40.
Today's world is confusing, and there's too much information for one person to make sense of it all. Which credit card should I pay off first? Is non-fat milk good for me? Who should I vote for? Let's face it, if you can't figure out high-interest milk, then how can you be expected to make political decisions that influence a country of over 325 million people? Well, that's why there's fascism. Fascism is the political, social, and economic system for today's world. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines fascism as a political philosophy, movement, or regime that exalts nation and often race above the individual, and that stands for a centralized autocratic government headed by a dictatorial leader, severe economic and social regimentation, and forcible suppression of the opposition. Choose this ideology and life will be easy. Did you ever look at someone who uses really big words and think, I wish those libs would just disappear? Well, under fascism, your dreams can come true. Under fascism, you won't have to worry about the pesky little things like brown people or atheists, or who in your country is entitled to basic human rights and who is not. Hint, hint, the answer is nobody. Yes, friends, this truly is the final solution you've been looking for. And if you're concerned if this form of authoritarianism will be up to your high standards, don't worry. American fascism will be the best fascism in the world because it's been endorsed by Jesus. So go out and destroy freedom and democracy by getting fascism today. Paid for by the Fascio-Conservative Party, formerly known as the GOP.
And we are back. We got a question from the chat. Deviant Outcast, thank you for joining us. Our resident Egyptian expert asks, can you sort out a question? Was that fireman guy banned from the channel? Not timed out, but banned. Yeah, I banned him yesterday.
Yesterday. I don't remember who it was.
Real Talk. He's had
Real Talk. The fire. I'm sorry.
I did it only as a last resort because so many people said he was violating what we consider to be decent behavior in the chat.
Yeah, if he's being a douche canoe in the chat, that's where we draw the line. If you want to come in here and have a conversation, that's cool, but don't name call.
And to be honest, I didn't really have time I was between commercials. Didn't really have time to sit there and go through the whole chat to see what was going on. I just looked and I saw that several of my people that I trust were saying, man, this guy needs to go.
Right.
And so he went. He came in later and under a different account and said something about, hey, Chris, this is Real Talk. I wanted to say something to me, but I guess somebody blocked him before I could even read it.
Oopies.
So yeah, that happened. Did we get a super chat?
Did we? Oh, I don't.
I was rattling. Oh, no, not this time. Must have been a subscriber. Thank you again, Left-Handed Jedi, for the subscriptions, man. I really appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
Left-Handed Jedi is the one that actually taught me that you could do that. I didn't know you could do that. I saw him do that to on Maya's channel. I haven't seen Maya in a while. I hope she's doing good.
I think she's doing okay.
Hey, Pebbles, what a cool. Oh, Kyle. Hey, Kyle. How's it going, Kyle? It is nice to have new faces in the chat. Some of our commercials may offend you if you're a Christian. I'm liking to see where this Michael guy, what his final thoughts were. Greg's anal chat. That's not what it says. Greg I'm sorry, Greg. It's really small on my screen. It does not say Greg's anal. It does not.
I wasn't sure if you were reading what he was saying. I was like, what is Greg saying about anal? What the hell's happening here?
Greg Sanich, I think he says, I'm sorry. I've expressed very contentious views in those chat and you've never banned me. Yeah. Oh, that's Greg. I know who that is. Greg S. That's all I needed to hear. Yeah. Greg. I've actually had to go literally unblock. I tell you, Greg S was one of those. I went unblocked, had to unblock Greg S. Somebody else came to me like, man, somebody just blocked Greg S. And I mean, he's like kind of a jerk, but he's not really that bad. You should give him a chance. So I went back and I unblocked it. And it was shortly after that I had to go and kind of like take the permanent block power away from all my mods because I love my mods. But too many of them were blocking people permanently with this, hi, I'm Bob and I'm, I don't like you. And they're like, oh, I don't like you and I block you, So.
I feel that sometimes, you get a little power.
Right. I didn't mind the fire guy. What's his name? Real Talk. I didn't mind him.
Sorry. Well, I think he made some people uncomfortable in the chat. Like I did see some people saying like that he made them feel uncomfortable, but I didn't always see what he was saying. So.
Right. Yeah. There is that. So other people I did see were saying that he was a known troll on other channels. And had, so.
It's funny. It's interesting that like people are so well known for being trolls that like like different channels will know who this person. I've never heard of them a day in my life, but other people will be like, oh yeah, he's known for that. Like you're a known commenter, so well known for your dumb ass commentary that people like. That's just really. I don't think that's like a good thing. Just saying.
And, you know, Real Talk or Fireman or whatever his name was, or these other ones that come in all hot, I often wonder how many of them are actually just Pastor Dean.
One person?
Specifically Pastor Dean. Because remember Pastor Dean from a long time ago when we first started showing? I mean, you can. I feel you can tell which ones are Pastor Dean and which ones are not by how hateful they are. Because Pastor Dean is very specific, very fast, and very hateful. He goes right to being hateful as soon as, I mean, like ugly, hateful, really quick.
Like switch.
So, yeah, if they're not like that, you know, but if they start out like that, I'm like, oh, that could be Pastor Dean. Of course, naturally, he's good with God and whatnot because he's an asshole. Hi there, everybody. I'm just giving my puppies little bits of cereal that I shouldn't be giving them.
Yeah, Echo said that he made them uncomfortable and they did their best to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he was asking if we were all lesbians one day over at Ember's show, and it was just creepy about Ryan too.
Yeah.
He was being a little bleep.
I had someone say something about you in the chat. I don't remember what it was, but I remember I was pulling open the page and I was getting ready to ban their ass, and I looked over and I read it one more time and I was like, oh, that's not what they mean. Oh my goodness. I was like, you don't talk to her like that, you stupid. And I was like, oh man, anybody, you don't disrespect people. You know what? I remember being very hot, very quick, and then very, oh my God.
I've done it. Trust me. I've done it. It just happens. I just read it wrong, or like it might even be that they said like kind of forgot a word and misspelled a word or something that makes it look like they're like, oh, that's not obviously what they're saying.
Even Outcast says he was spreading medical misinformation, which was a violation of YouTube community policy, and he did it using an account to ban evade. Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, I say was because I don't know if you heard, we were talking about earlier that YouTube had banned quite a few accounts or removed accounts during the COVID because they were spreading misinformation. Now that the conservatives are in office again and they've gone through all that thing, about a month and a half ago, there was this announcement that if your channel was shut down because of spreading information, you can now get it turned back on. I don't know how against community policy it really is. Maybe it just depends on which channel, which side you're on. So, better than ever. Hello.
In the interest of freedom of speech, they're going to allow them to spread misinformation.
Right. Deviant Outcast says it still is. I checked them. I even post in the chat. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I guess it comes to a point to where do they actually bother to enforce them? And who they enforce those rules upon?
Or is it just specifically COVID? Or is it medical misinformation?
I would think just misinformation, period, I would think. But
you would think, but now I can't remember. Anyway, anywho, yeah, that's the thing. They make those rules very specifically so they can use them against who they choose to, which is what, the same rules that they legislate in our country. Certain people get held to a higher esteem when it comes to breaking the law.
Some people are above the law. Matter of fact, any law that is where you can pay it with a fine is a law against poor people.
Yep.
If it's something that can only be paid off with a fine, is rich people don't care.
There's nothing to them.
That's right. Identity Crisis, thank you for joining us. Says it's sort of like being a CEO may not make you a psychopath, but being a psychopath makes you a better CEO. That's not wrong. I've heard that statistically. Yeah. We are, some people like to say it's called end stage capitalism.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's end stage. I want to think it's end stage. I really desperately want to think it's end stage. But I feel like it's not. I mean, right now, we got more than enough for everybody. And yet people are killing people and forcing other people to die from having nothing. And that blows my mind why that happens. Yeah. Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, cut funding that's going to kill 25 to 30 million people over 5 years. Why? I mean,
it's the Christian thing to do. What do you mean, why?
Hey, K Pebbles is here. Nice to have you. Nice to see you. Sorry, the names don't translate. It's nice to see you back, though. Giles says, good morning, Giles. You're not defending, you're just recognizing it. You guys got it going on. How do you tell if a Christian is coping? Their lips are moving. Welcome, Deviant Outcast. You know, we do actually have a poll. Let me check out our poll and see how it's going today. The question of the day is, what is it about following Jesus that makes you want to oppress others? Why is it that Christians tend to be? I actually believe it's a mindset. A person of a certain mindset is gravitated towards Christianity, not that Christians tend to be this way. I'm just saying that it's drawn. It draws that kind of person. Belief in being morally superior is running number one with 71%. Do Christians think they're superior? Morally? Huh.
Never heard that before.
Not from the Bible. Can be from the Bible. Have you read that thing? Oh my gosh. Deviant Outcast has posted a link in Discord to prove something. I don't know what you did, man. I'm sure you did. Let me check it. Let me roll up Deviant Outcast and see what you did.
Maybe for
the community standards. That's what it's about. Yeah. Well, as you can tell from watching my shows, I don't really pay attention to community standards. Standards? We don't need those thinking standards.
What are standards for?
I know. If you're old enough to remember the movie Blazing Saddles. That's what that's. I actually think they were mocking somebody else. There was an older movie where somebody tried to give Mexican people badges and they said, badges? We don't need no stinking badges. And they were mocking it in Blazing Saddles, I think. I could be wrong. Professor Archive has a great channel. Good, interesting. Good morning, Anani says Hypocrisy. Yeah. Yes. 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 So is that what it's called? Is that what it's called whenever they got like it's a blackmail? It's like they're essentially blackmailing people. Kleptocracy is where they steal everything. Yeah, it's a stolen.
I'm a klepto.
Yeah, no doubt. Sorry, I'm not giving you no more. You guys have had too much sugar. I'm sorry.
Cack sounds like some kind of perverted sex thing. I shouldn't say perverted. Just sounds like a kink. Cack.
Kakistasi.
I got cacked.
Interesting. Let's see. I want to see what it says here. We don't need no stinking badges. That's right. Cancer, capitalism is bad. I would say I'm not a capitalist anymore. I thought it was a good idea at the time, but it's no longer a good idea. I'm a socialist. Yeah, I think I'd be more of a socialist, a progressive socialist now. I think there's more than enough material and resources in the world where no one has to go without. Everyone should have great stuff, and we shouldn't have the struggles we have.
Yep. The only reason people are starving is because we're intentionally doing it. We're causing so many of these famines.
Capitalism is the model that will encourages you to step over starving people to throw away perfectly good food. That's what capitalism does.
It is.
And
that's what we've done.
Yeah.
We recently did that. When they cut off all the USAID stuff, they threw away contraceptives, they threw away food, and we spent more money to do so.
They did. They destroyed $100,000 worth of food, or a bunch of. Do you remember that thing where they destroyed a whole bunch of food?
Yeah.
Disgusting. Guys, I tell you what, I'm going to wrap up now. Remember, Friday we're talking about the final movie in the. Somebody asked earlier in the chat, and I got to ask you about this while we got a minute. Hey, we're getting solar put on the house. I gotta go, everybody. I very much appreciate you. I gotta go. Thank you all. We'll see you tomorrow.
Love you guys.
Take care. Bye. Let me do this.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goats, the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff